Let's discuss about the spiritual wisdom. So today's spiritual wisdom is Buddha's Eightfold Path, Buddha's Ashtanga Marga. My dear friends, if we talk about Buddha's life itself is a great example for all of us in order to lead a middle path in the everybody's life. Okay, so that indicates the middle path, and also is nirvana indicates that a household man, and of course he was a great prince. So such a man also became a enlightened person, right? In his own single life, the same life, wherever in the same life he was born as a Prince Siddhartha Gautama. After that, he became a Gautam Buddha, my dear friends. So it is very much possible. So let's understand little more details about his birth and how he came to be enlightened. And after enlightened, what are the things he taught to the entire world? Let's understand. My dear friends, his name is Siddhartha Gautama. He was born in the year of 563 BCE in the place called Lumbini in the Nepal country. And his father name is Suddhodana. His mother name is Maya, and Suddhodana was the prince of that so-called Shakya kingdom, isn't it? So he was born. Of course, when he born, immediately he got a astrology. One yogi or a great master, he came to their house and told, so this man may become a great king in the world, or he may become a great yogi in the world itself. So be careful, so not to give him any kind of a outer exposure, see outer world exposure, so that he should not become a great yogi. He can be a great king if you can protect him not to go outside, especially. So anyway, so the life was going on. At the age of 16, of course, he was a great, that's what I told, he was a prince, and Siddhartha Gautama. At the age of 16, he got married to Yasodhara. His wife name is Yasodhara. At the age of 16, they both got married. And after that, they got, so they led the life, peace, a very joyful life and a very luxurious life within the palace and within the kingdom, isn't it? Within the palace, they led the so wonderful and luxurious life. At the age of 29, so they got a children. They have given the birth to one children. His name is Rahul. Of course, at the age of 29, they both were 29. Okay, on the same, what happened is before the birth of Rahul, his son, takes place. So he happened to go to the outside. He happened. Of course, he was always so very much controlled within the walls of this palace. But it happens to go outside for Siddhartha. He went outside along with the charioteer, so Chinna, and then he could see the great, the kind of surprising situations in front of him. He never saw that kind of situations. What are those situations? When he was passing by through the streets of the Lumbini, that place, when he was passing by, he could see many of the things which he never saw in his life. Okay. The first one is, so some death taken place. Somebody was carrying the dead body in front of him. Then he asked his charioteer, so what is this situation? What is that going on there? The Raja, so there is a prince, there is a death happened, that person is taken to the graveyard. Oh, it happens. Okay, even this will happen to me. He said, yes, it will also happen to you. Then there is a person, old man, he was bending and walking. Then he said, what if this man is bending and walking? So I never saw this kind of people. So they protected him not to see this kind of any situations especially in the palace. So by his father and mother, okay, they took care, so much care they have taken, because they got the already astrological evidence was there. So at the time of birth itself, as I told you. So then what happened? So he also doubted, okay, myself also will become like this. I will also bend. My body also will become bent. Yes, it is not correct. Okay, something is wrong. Then he keep going. There was one monk, a yogi. He was with a bindas, he was walking on the streets and having a lot of smile on his face. So that he wanted to find out, what is this man? Who is this? So he's a Swamiji. He practiced yoga and meditation, all this. That's why he's very happy. Oh, so is it this possible? Yes, that's possible. Likewise, friends, what happens is this kind of various situations he has seen, and then he came back to the palace. He came back to the palace, and then on the day the birth of his son Rahul takes place on the same night. Same night, in the middle of the night, he was seeing his wife and children on one side. They were sleeping. Then he left the palace. Okay, he left the palace on the midnight of the on the same day when his son Rahu taken the birth. Okay, so then he went out, and of course he never came back. So next 5 years he was keep on searching for the answers for his questions. Why death takes place? Why you become old? What is the reason for this tragedy? Right? What is the reason for so much difficulties people are facing? So how can you overcome all these things? How can you overcome the suffering itself? First of all, many people, some people are happy, some people are unhappy, some people are, so really every day-to-day life also they are leading with a great difficulty, isn't it? And some people are, attached to some kind of a the so-called worldly things, and then what happens? They get into the lot of suffering if they lose something, because a lot of attachment, right? So they lose something, maybe object, maybe person, maybe situation, whatever it may be. So they get into a lot of suffering. So with all these things, he want to find out answers for all this. So all these so-called the provoking questions. Okay, provoking question, thoughtful provoking questions. Okay, so then he went on searching. He went to the 500 different masters, maybe priests, maybe Brahmins, maybe different yogis, Swamijis here and there, everywhere. He kept on searching. Ultimately, he never got suitable answers. He never got enlightened. Basically, enlightened means what? So whenever any type of the any type of a unforeseen questions, whatever the questions you have, whatever the clarity of mind. If you don't have clarity of mind, you are not enlightened, basically. So when you got the clarity of mind on various things, on about yourself and about all surroundings, in fact, when you get a clarity within your own mind, that is called enlightenment, my dear friends. So the enlightenment is defined in many ways. Enlightenment, we say that when we reach to the so-called the desireless, and also we reach to the dukkha rahitya, janma rahitya, that is called enlightenment, isn't it? So likewise, we reach to the moksha, mukti, all this called enlightenment. However, so in his quest, in his search, what happens is, so he went on searching. Finally, he didn't get answers anywhere. Then what happened is, finally he went to the so-called Bodh Gaya place in the Bihar, under the tree, the fig tree. It was fig tree. Okay, under the fig tree, he sat down for 49 days, my dear friends. 49 days he continuously sat. He was sitting now after practicing so many mantras, so many different practices which are told by different masters. So with a rigorous search, he never got satisfied, he never got enlightened. So then he just left everything, all that whatever learning, he had just unlearned. Okay. Then sat under the fig tree and he was thinking nothing. He was in fact thinking nothing. Okay. He was just silently sitting, and he was observing himself, what's happening within him. Okay. Slowly. So 49 days, he was not eating anything. All around him, because he was in the search of the truth. Now, many disciples were there around him. Okay, 49 days, everybody was there. 49 days, he didn't eat any food. Okay, his total body became very weak, and anytime he's going to die. So he went to that kind of situation, basically. So then all his disciples were happy, and they think that this man is going to be enlightened. Then he'll also make us enlightened. They were thinking. Finally, so he was getting to the kind of this situation where he may die anytime because of the weakness, and became so weak because of lack of food. Then finally one day, one lady Sujata, she came and approached him. So, Swamiji, you are trying to achieve the enlightenment, but you are not taking your physical body. Anytime your body may die. So what do you achieve by making the body to be so weak at all? Don't do that. So then she offered the paisa, and then he has eaten that paisa, and then he has filled his stomach, and then he feels so happy, very like fully satisfied inside. And then same way, in the similar manner, then when he drank the paisa, all his disciples left him. Oh, then this man is again entering into the samsaric state, so we don't need to stay with him. So you don't get enlightenment anymore. He's going to get enlightenment. Then all of them left. Then he be shaken. Then in the same under the same tree, he kept on watching himself. Slowly, he kept on watching his own breath, my dear friends. So this is how the Anapanasati meditation is born. Okay, that's what you need to understand. So then what happened? He started basically he started observing his own breath. Okay, And then slowly, throughout the night, first 3 hours up to the 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, he tried to understand all, when he went deep into the meditation, right? When he deep into the meditation through this observation of the breath, basically, and he was reminding himself when he was a child, he was just, sitting alone and having in the dream as well as even in the normal condition, he used to get a lot of scenes, scenarios, he used to see. And in the dream, especially, he used to, get a lot of images, scenarios, all these things. He was reminding himself, how could I get all those things at the earliest age where I was not knowing anything? What are those scenarios and all these images? Then he sat and kept on observing the breath. So by 11 o'clock or so, he kept seeing all the past lives. Okay, all the past lives. And also the next that's called one jam. Okay, and one 3 hours, and again midnight to next 3 hours. He kept on seeing all the future lives. Okay, future what's going to happen, everything. And finally, so that particular night he got enlightened under the, see, this tree called fig tree, but that tree eventually is called as Bodha because Bodhi. He got so this Bodhi state he got. So that state that tree is called Bodhi Vriksha. Anyway, he got enlightened. So throughout that night, he could see past life, future, and then finally, at last, he tried to see where are these disciples, where they went. Okay, because he got enlightened with the simplest method of observing his own breath, isn't it? So he got astonished and he was so contented. So then he could get all answers for his all questions, especially in this meditation, friends. So the first 3 hours, past lives. Second 3 hours, you could understand the more about law of karma, basically law of karma siddhanta. You got the complete clarity about karma siddhanta, law of karma. So in the same 3 hours only, so what happened to him is, so he tried to understand the four noble truths. Okay, the four noble truths he tried to understand, and to answer to that noble truths, especially he devised this eightfold path. This also he could see in the meditation itself. Okay, everything, all this came in the meditation. Then final 3 hours he spent for seeing, which are all the disciples. He was communicating. He was there around him. Where are these people located? Already they left to the place called, the different place they went, and near Kasi, Varanasi, they were there. So of course, afterwards he went there. That's a different subject. Okay. Now in this the second 3 hours of his enlightenment night. So what are those he has seen? What are those he has devised? He has given to the whole world. These are the great Buddha teachings, we say, right? What are those four noble truths he devised and he designed and given to the entire humanity, friends? So that's what we will try to understand. These are called four noble truths. Okay. The first noble truth is, so life means a suffering. That means, so for a suffering, definitely there is a reason for suffering. For every suffering, there is a reason. So the life means a suffering. There is a reason for suffering. That is the first noble truth which is proposed. The second is what is the origin for the suffering? What is the truth behind the suffering, or origin, or a source for the suffering? The source for the suffering is attachment. That is called craving. Okay, that's a extra craving, more cravings by a human being. And the third noble truth which he defined is the how do we come out of the suffering? How do we come out of the suffering? To come out of the suffering, of course, we have to end the attachment. We have to end the cravings, unnecessary cravings, right? So that's the third noble truth which he devised. The fourth noble truth which he devised is, so there is a path for the coming out of this particular suffering. So the particular suffering in the life, that is eightfold Ashtanga Marga, Buddha Ashtanga Marga, my dear friends. So that is actually, we call it as a middle path, Madhya Marga, which is defined by Buddha for all the humanity. If you can follow this eightfold Buddha Ashtanga Marga, definitely you can come out of this, whatever the suffering happens in everybody's life. So everybody's life, there is a suffering because of many things. Okay. So maybe because of a person, situation, or especially your own ignorance, right? Your own ignorance, Ajnana, and many kind of reasons are there for a suffering for a human being is in his own life, my dear friends, right? So that is why, so these four noble truths he defined. After that, to come out of the suffering, he defined something called Buddha Ashtanga Marga. So what did he define the Buddha Ashtanga Marga? That also we'll try to understand. So Buddha Ashtanga Marga, so he has given 8 steps of this Ashtanga Marga, wonderful steps. So first one is Samadhitti. What is that? Samadhitti, my dear friends. Samadhitti. Samadhitti means right understanding. Okay, Samadhitti. So everything, on everything, friends, we need a right understanding. So without that, what happens? So right understanding means what? So we'll try to see everything, whatever happens in our life, we need to understand, okay, in a proper perspective. In fact, what happened if you don't have wisdom? We don't have wisdom because we are not doing meditation or we don't have spiritual wisdom. What will happen? Everything what we understand is we try to misunderstand, right? So we don't understand in a proper way, in a as it is condition. Whatever the true meaning of that every situation, every incident, what takes place in our life, we need to understand in a proper way, right? So if you understand, that is right view or right understanding, we say it. So it's samadhi. Second one is samasankappo. Samasankappo means what happened? Right thoughts. Okay, we always need to make right thoughts, friends. So whenever there's a right understanding, for example, on a given situation, on a given person, on a given incident, what takes place, if you try to understand in a right manner, right, then what will happen? You obviously get right thoughts out of it. Okay, you need to supposed to make right intentions and right thoughts. Then what will happen when you make a right thoughts in the mind? See, friends, all these 8 steps I'm giving you, so these are all interconnected. Try to understand, they're not disconnected, they're all interconnected. So one will lead to other. Okay, so one perfection of one particular step leads to the perfection of the other step. For example, if you have right understanding, right view, then it will generate right thoughts. Okay, the right thoughts, what happen? See, on every given situation, on a given incident in your life, if you make a right thought, if you get a right thought, you will be able to take the right actions further. Okay, so that means right actions to be taken place. What we need? Right thoughts are required, right intentions are required. So that's why our intention, our thought must be always correct, always it must be pure in nature. Okay, it must not, the thought whatever you make or intention what you kept, it must not hurt others, hurt other live beings or other human beings or whatever it may be. The thought must not disturb other, the thought must not the hurt other people. So that is how you need to make a thought. So now the other thing is samma vacha. Samma vacha means right speech, my dear friends. Whenever you make right thoughts here, you get right words out of you. For example, you should not speak lies, you should not speak unnecessary words. So that is why Buddha is to say, whenever there is a necessity to open the mouth, open. Otherwise, shut it down. So don't open the mouth. Okay, right words have to come out. If you want to speak to any person, either it should help other person, or it should give proper suggestion to other person, or it should never hurt other person. Okay. And also, you should never tell lies so that it disturb other people. For example, with the words what we speak here, it may lead to war also. It may lead to big. So you can say like a big some kind of agitation also, big agitation or a war or whatever it may be. That is why the words are so important, right? The words what it comes out is called samma vacha. This is the third one, my dear friends. So the fourth one is samma kamanto. Samma kamanto means right actions. Okay, right actions means, friends, whenever we have right thoughts, right words, then sama kamanto. That means so right actions, right deeds. Whatever the actions we do, whatever the works we do, whatever the deeds we do, which should not affect others. Right from the human, not only human beings, even the other animal beings. That means we should not kill any other animal just for the sake of food. That's also is not right action. It's a negative karma. That's why here is the point where this called law of karma is given by Gautam Buddha. So this is called samma kamanto. Samma kamanto is right actions, right deeds. So it's this karma, any karma you do, friends, any karma you perform, it should be doing good for others, good for other living beings, and for the entire nature. Okay, that kind of actions only you do, that kind of activities only you do, always. Never commit any wrongdoings, okay, which going to disturb the nature, the other living beings, or yourself, or other people. So, for example, suicide. Somebody attempt to suicide. That's a very bad karma. Somebody is going to do, right? So it is it's something called negative karma to yourself. You are doing. That's a very wrong deed, isn't it? So that you should not do. Next comes to sama jivo, friends. Samajivo means what? Right livelihood. It means you should earn the livelihood in a right manner, legal manner, which is always so rightful, legally. You should earn whatever you wanted in your life. So never commit any illegal activities or many things like selling liquor, selling drugs and all these so many other things are there, right? Whichever in the wrongful ways people earn. So all these things are not required. Don't do it. Okay, and that will degrade your soul consciousness, friends. Okay, now Samma Vayoma means what? Right effort. Right effort. So, friends, without effort, nothing will happen in this world, isn't it? So, we need to put right effort in order to get the right results. Okay. So, if your efforts are good, so you'll obviously get the right results. That is the reason Samma Vayoma is very important. So try to put all the time right efforts in a rightful manner. Okay, so not in the wrong manner, in the wrong efforts, you should never commit. So that's what very important. Now, Samma Sati. What is Samma Sati, friends? So the right mindfulness. That means so we should be always alert. We should be alert and mindful on everything what we do. For example, talking, thinking, doing, everything should be with the greatest alertness, the greatest mindfulness. If you do, then nothing go wrong. Basically, nothing go wrong. And also there will be a lot of perfection will happen. So there will be no imperfection on anything, whatever you do, whatever you talk, whatever you think. So all that's called Trikarana Suddhi. We say Manasa Vacha Karmana. It must be pure enough. It must be pure means right. So the samma samadhi, friends. That is a samma samadhi. Samma samadhi means what? It is the finally we reach to the state where so the right meditation, especially right meditation, friends. So we say that right concentration also, but the samadhi sthiti. So how to reach the samadhi sthiti? So by having all this, whatever I told till now, all these are very, very essential to implement in everybody's life. Okay. Then finally, how you can get enlightened. That also is defining. Okay. Is defining how you can get enlightened, how you can become, how you can reach the samadhi sthiti. That is through right meditation. That is anapana sati meditation, friends. Okay. If you follow that, will also lead to the so-called the right samadhi sthiti you reach, then you become a great master. So what we are trying to in PSSM Mahavatar Foundation, what we tell always 3 hour meditation, Anapanasati meditation, 2 hours Swadhyaya, 1 hour Sajjana Sangatya. That leads to the something called Samadhi Sthiti, Samma Samadhi, friends. So these are the 8 steps in the Buddha Ashtanga Marga, my dear friends. Now, so this is how you start, isn't it? So he has taught all these things. Then finally, what happened is almost, at the age after he got enlightened, friends, at the age of 35, he got enlightened. That means 29, he left the home, right? So 29, he left the home. Then after that, 6 years he has spent all the while throughout the world. He has keep on searching. Then finally, he got enlightened. At the age of 35, he got enlightened. After that, 45 years more, he lived on the Earth planet. So at the age of 80, he died, especially at the age of 80. So that was 483 BCE. We say that 483 BCE. So he got, he passed away, and I mean, he has left his physical plane, the earth plane, and then he reached to the Satyaloka, friends. So this is how he has ended, I mean, his whole journey, basically the entire journey of his life, on the earth planet. So he has spent and he has got enlightened. So he has left this something called the Madhya Marga and Buddha Ashtanga Marga for all of us. So let's all implement this. Let's all understand much more deeper. Friends, this is actually a short class, about 20 minutes class. I can't cover so much, but I tried my best. So thank you very much. So dhanyavad to all of you. Yes, friends. If you want to ask any questions, please unmute yourself and ask question. Okay. We'll be closing the session another 5 minutes on the Buddha Ashtanga Marga. If you have any doubts, you can ask. So if you understood, of course, you express your experience. What is the experience of today's class? You can talk a few words also. No problem. If you understood rightly, it's okay. Even you want to express, always try to use the opportunity to express. I always say in the class, whenever I say that to ask questions, not only that you must ask question, you must express how much you understood, what you didn't understand, right? Yes,
So,
Manoj, pick up.
yeah, you said like 3 hours this Anapana meditation and two
Yeah,
hours Swadhyaya and two
yes.
hours what you said? Like 2 hours, what is that?
No, 3 hours meditation, Anapanasati, 2 hours Swadhyaya, write spiritual books, write spiritual books, 1 hour Sajjana Sangatya, Satsang.
Oh, okay, satsang.
Satsang means what is happening now.
And like, do you like explain later on that Swadhyaya? Swadhyaya means only reading the book, right? Not
Right,
like talking
right,
my
yeah,
ourselves.
write spiritual books.
Okay, satsang means what is satsang actually?
Satsang means like Sajjana Sangatya. I explained in the first class itself, no? Sajjana Sangatya. Did you go through the first class video?
Yes, I forgot might be
That
satsang.
we try to discuss, we participate in the discussion with the people who know the truth or the people who are seeking the truth. We spend our time with them,
Okay.
living with the master and trying to understand what are his experiences, how did he gain the experience, what kind of suffering is ended with by practicing meditation for him, his personal experiences, and of course some guidance you can take from him. In your sadhana, you get some doubts, no? You clarify with him personally. That's called satsanga.
And Swadhyaya, what kind of book we need to
Oh, so
read?
many books. I cannot repeat you. So please go through my video.
Okay.
There are
Okay,
a
yes,
lot
sure.
of things which I discussed on that day. Please go through that video.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yes. Right. Anybody want to talk, friends? Why all are silent? Why nobody is talking except Manoj in this class? Always try to express, as I'm telling you again. Try to express whatever you know, whatever you want to tell. Anita ji, unmute. Unmute Anita ji, Anthony. If you don't communicate, I don't feel that there is, I mean, human beings are here or otherwise, like divine beings are here. I don't understand, isn't it? You should talk. Whenever I say, at least talk something, no? Right. Narinder Kaur, please speak up.
Anji,
Yeah,
I want to say something that when we sit in this meditation,
yeah.
my head becomes a big, heavy.
Very good, very good. Hmm. What
So,
else?
what to do about it?
Nothing to do. This is an experience. See, the meditational experiences are 7 experiences. Head become weight, head become the whole body becomes lightweight. So sometimes you see some colors and images. And the fourth one is you are flying away from your physical body, right? The fifth one
Mhm,
is you are hearing some messages and some kind of a communication from other different higher planes, right? So like
mhm,
this, many things comes. Some body pains will come, the backache or wherever different parts of the body get a lot of pains, isn't it?
mhm.
So different kind of experiences, just pass it through. Don't resist it or don't try to analyze or understand more and more. Don't do that. Just go
Okay.
through today's meditation, tomorrow's meditation, like that 41 days. Then eventually you see the great results within you. And these are all just experience of cosmic energy. See, when you go into the deep meditation, right, you receive a lot of cosmic energy through the Brahmarandra. This is called Brahmarandra, or
Mhm.
this is actually Sahasrara Chakra. So
Yes.
here we receive a lot of cosmic energy in the deep meditation state. When it
Okay.
enters into the energy body, pranamaya kosha, in the pranamaya kosha, it will be keep circulating. So that point of time, you may get all these kind of various experiences.
At that time, I want to lie down.
Yeah.
So that is not okay, na?
No. You don't need to do anything. You just need to bear and pass it through. That's all. That is not okay or not
I
okay.
think I shouldn't lie down.
You should just keep on passing. If at all, if you are not able to bear up, just wake up from that and again just make some 10 to 15 steps. You do it and then again come and sit.
Okay. The sitting is important.
Yes, sitting
Okay.
important. For sitting, how long you sat in the meditation, that is more important.
Okay. Okay.
We generally say that if at all you get any discomfort in the physical body, don't open the eyes. Just adjust yourself and again sit in the meditation. That's what we say.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm happy that you asked a question today. So what
Thank you.
happened is, when a master is teaching, if nobody asks any questions, we can't understand whether you understood or misunderstood, or you don't get anything, or whether you are there in the class attentive or not attentive. So we never understood. So that's where we get, some kind of uncomfortability. That's why we try to always ask the questions, get more answers. Okay. In fact, I'm not going to give the answers. The answers will be given by the Supreme Masters, not by me. Okay. Right. So thank you. And Shruti Reddy.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
One question from my end. So,
Yes.
whenever I meditate, I often feel like I'm causing my breath rather than noticing. So, is this right way of meditating, sir?
So breath, what you are trying to understand? Breath, regarding the breath?
Whenever I meditate, I often feel like I'm causing my breath rather than noticing it. So,
Causing the breath. Okay.
is it
Nothing. See, unless you do any kind of a pranayama, a forceful pranayama, that is kumbhaka, rechaka, puraka. So unless you do these things, all the time the breath which is happening is involuntarily. Okay. That means it's an automatic activity. So you don't need to say that I am causing or I'm varying or I'm altering. Nothing is happening. In the meditation state, if you just try to be an observer of your own breath, just be an observer of the breath which is happening inside, going in, coming out. So just be in that something called Sakshi Bhava. That means you say that this state of evidence, basically. You sit in that manner, and definitely it's not going to be that you are causing any breath. Okay.
Yeah,
So
thank you,
you,
Master.
you may feel that, but you're not doing anything, of course.
Yeah, and one more thing, do we need to do any alternate nostril breathing before doing this meditation, or do we need to do any pranayama?
If you do the pranayama and get into the meditation is best actually. I teach in Kannada class everywhere. With long classes, no, I teach first pranayama techniques. I make them to practice pranayama. So I can't do make practice of yoga because of lack of the infrastructure. So I can only allow them to practice pranayama. Then I'll make them to go into the deep meditation. So that's good always. But before entering into this class of meditation, first do the pranayama, anuloma, viloma, the Nadi Sodhana, otherwise this Bastika Pranayama or Brahmari Pranayama, whatever the pranayama just do it and get into the meditation. That will be much better.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank
If
you.
you don't do it also, nothing to regret.
Okay, and always do we need to do on empty stomach, or is it fine after eating?
Meditation immediately after the food, so to avoid, better to avoid. Otherwise,
Yeah,
you get into the sleep. Okay.
yeah, sure, sir.
We want to be conscious and sitting and doing the meditation. We want to make the body to sit, not to lie down. So when the bottle is kept lie down, so it can't feel any water. When the bottle is on the straight and straight direction, so if you make the bottle to stand straight, then it can fill easily. That same way, the same thing applicable to our physical body.
How much gap should be in eating and doing meditation?
1 hour, 1 hour.
1 hour. ठीक. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, right, friends. So, hopefully you understood this Buddha Ashtanga Marga. So, I request and I try to propose that. So, please follow this eightfold path and make your life blissful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Namaste to all of you.